It's 2022. So naturally, we're going to talk about movies and shows I watched in 2021. Alright, so in no real particular order, maybe a little bit least to most favorite. I am saving my favorite for last, but I will start with a TV show. The most, recent... Well, okay, no, I shouldn't say that. It wasn't the most recent. But the one that came out, every fan anticipated who had been reading the book since the 90s. The Wheel of Time, Season 1. Okay, I'm gonna start by saying, I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. It was okay. It was definitely, they were really testing the waters Season 1 sort of feel. And you could also definitely feel COVID really impacted this show like nobody's business, especially with the last 2 episodes. Damn. You could really see COVID was just like, oh, I'm gonna screw up your filming. Have fun. Other than that, I mean, I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. And I will watch Season 2 when it comes out. Do I have some issues with lines being said? Yes. There were some lines that were a little bit finicky here and there, and I'm sure if there's Wheel of Time fans, they're probably gonna mention some of those lines. And yes, the whole, Dragon Reborn, oh, it's 1 of 5 instead of 1 of 3, and 2 of them could possibly be a woman. I didn't really care, as long as they stuck to, and yes, by the way, spoilers for anybody who hasn't read Wheel of Time or watched the show. Yeah, as long as, they made it Rand at the end, I didn't really care all that much. I mean, yes, it was a little stupid, because yes, the whole point is oh, the Dragon Reborn male channelers go batshit, so of course we have to be worried, are they gonna be friend or foe? And yes, having 2 women does kind of negate that little issue. Also, Amazon, make it 10 episodes instead of 8, because my god, it needs it. So next on this order of movies and shows, I'm actually gonna do... Yeah, I'm gonna do a movie next, and this doesn't mean oh, I hated it, or it's Wheel of Time, just meh. No, I'm just gonna try to go back and forth here. Godzilla versus King Kong. I love the Godzilla franchise, man. I have seen so many of the original films from I'm not kidding, the original first Godzilla film. I saw both the original dubbed version that had an American actor in there. I don't know why they added that, other than for, oh, we want American audience to kind of be a part of this, so American actor in here, and horrible English dubbing. I did see the original, and I've seen all the other Godzilla films. I did also see the recent ones, the Godzilla that came out in 2014, 13, or was it 2012? I don't know, it'll be up on screen when it came out. And then I did see King of the Monsters, and then I saw this one. And you know what? I had a lot of fun with this. Mind you, I was rooting for Godzilla a little bit more than King Kong. I did see the original King Kong versus Godzilla. Yes, again, spoilers, King Kong won that one, but this one, I'm pretty sure Godzilla was the winner of this. I loved that they did put in the Mecha Godzilla. That was awesome, seeing a reimagining of Mecha Godzilla. Mind you, it is a little bit different than the original, because the original was actually supposed to be controlled by aliens. That was a thing. Alright, so next on this list, going back to another show, going back to a book adaptation. Again, there was a lot, and many more to come for 2022. That should be fun. But anyway, it's Shadow and Bone Season 1. Now, very similar to Wheel of Time, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. However, I did enjoy it way more. It was more fun to me, and I think that might have been because of the Six of Crows group. In fact, it might have totally actually been the Six of Crows group now that I think about it a little bit more. I'm not saying I hated Shadow and Bone. To be honest, I didn't really want to read the original trilogy. I'm reading actually the Six of Crows duology more than I am Shadow and Bone. There were some things I did find out from book fans when I saw their reviews, that there were things they did fix, but then again, I won't ever know because I probably won't read Shadow and Bone. Six of Crows, definitely the Crows, I definitely had a lot of fun watching. Oh my god, they were great. And Inej, she got knife work. You don't want to mess with her. She will fuck you up. All right, so next on my little list here is actually a Disney movie, and yes, it is actually Encanto. I actually really, really liked that. I hadn't watched Disney films for a while because a lot of them I just was like, Disney, you're sort of falling off the radar for me with some of these films right now, especially with those live action remakes. Oof, those were rough. With Encanto, I love the music, I loved the colors, I love that it did take place in Colombia. Now, mind you, of course, the last several Pixar films have been taking place in other countries, which I do love. All the different, like, exploring different cultures and their myths or legends and tales and history, and Encanto was no different. I actually really enjoyed that. I got to know something about Colombia that I didn't know, which was that horrible political stuff that was taking place in Colombia. That was through the grandmother's eyes. Beautiful, beautiful song. I don't know how to say this in Spanish, but translated, it's called Two Caterpillars. I just can't. My Spanish is very minimal at the most. But the music in general, Lin-Manuel Miranda, man, he kills it with music. I swear to God, this man definitely has a talent for music. Hamilton. The colors, especially, because I loved with the family, you had one side of the family that was warm colors, one side of the family that was cool colors. But Mirabel, she was a mixture. She was a blend of everybody. And personally, yes, I am gonna go with the whole, like, I think she actually did get a gift. Not in the way, like, her sisters or her cousins did, but she definitely got, like, a gift. It was definitely something, and I think it was more of, like, she's the glue to hold the family together. And I loved that. And I loved how you did have character development, especially with Abuela, because she definitely was very much in that zone. And when you find out the backstory, why she was like that, you kind of then go, okay, I can kind of see why she wanted perfection, why she wanted her family to constantly help the people of their town. I get that. But at the same time, you're kind of like, you did hurt your family in a way, and Mirabel was trying to help, and she does. And I loved that. I loved the family aspect, the dynamic of these characters. Again, the songs, I will keep saying that. The songs were amazing. Oh my God, I loved them. I don't even know if I have really a favorite of those songs because they were all, like, just amazing. That was a great, great film to watch. So last on my TV shows for 2021, yeah, The Witcher Season 2. Holy crap, that was so much better than Season 1. Mind you, I love Season 1. I was definitely excited for Season 2, and Season 2 was so much better. Everybody did much more step up their game with these characters, and I think it was because a lot of them were getting to know these characters more, and that's probably why they all were doing so much better with their characters, because they got to know them more. Mind you, Henry Cavill, he literally played the games, so he kind of knew Geralt. Dude was Geralt through and through, didn't matter. Were there a few things missing from the books to that Season 2? Yes, it did feel a little bit more game-like than book-like adaptation, but you could definitely get the elements of the books in there. Some things were missing, some things were not. I rather enjoyed it regardless, and it was still a much better season than Season 1. Especially that horrible graphic dragon. Oh my God, I can't get that chicken dragon out of my head. It's so bad. The monsters were definitely better. I'm really terrible with names, so a lot of those monsters' names are escaping my brain right now. It was just like I just enjoyed that so much more than Season 1. Do I wish it was a little bit longer still in terms of episodes? Yes. I do kind of wish that they expanded those episodes a little bit more, but I don't have too much criticism for Season 2, like I said. It's just like that one little thing that it was more game than book, but other than that, it's like, no, it's very much just, I really enjoyed Season 2 way more than Season 1. So now, last on my list, and this is the most favorite out of all of them. I didn't see a whole lot of shows or movies. I'm not a big Marvel fan. I know someone's about to say, like, oh, but what about all these Marvel shows? What about some of the Marvel movies? I'm not really a comic book fan. If you enjoy them, that's great, that's fine. I'm just not a comic book person. Same with DC fans, if you're out there, same thing. I didn't watch any of those because not a comic book fan. Now, for those who know me, I am a huge fantasy fan. I mostly read fantasy books. I mostly just read or watch fantasy-like stuff. Most of the stuff on this list were very fantasy, except for, I believe, King Kong vs. Godzilla. I would say that's a little bit more sci-fi than fantasy. And this one came out in the 60s. Yes, it is the Dune movie, part 1 of Dune. Oh my god, I loved that movie so much. I am, like I said, I was not a huge sci-fi person. Dune is really the only book so far that I have actually read and enjoyed. And I know there's some people out there who have some issues with the books, and that's fine. That's totally okay. Opinions. Oh yeah, Denny was definitely a big fan of Dune, and you could definitely see that he was trying to do right. And if you want to like really get into Dune and really like absorb it, there is someone called Quinn, and that is the dude who basically got me into Dune. I'm not joking. Watched a lot of his videos and got into that series, watched this movie and fell in love with this movie. I can't even begin to get into the levels of just, holy crap. Did I also see the original Dune from the 1980s? No, I never actually saw it. I did see some clips of it, and ooh, it is 80s-tastic. And you know, if you like the original Dune, you had fun with it, that's totally fine. I did see the miniseries that came out on Sci-Fi Channel. Again, that was also kind of interesting. Did it follow the book a little bit more than the 80s movie? Yes. Yes, it did. I also saw the miniseries of Children of Dune as well, and I did enjoy those quite a bit. But this Dune movie, yes. Just yes all the way. Oh my god, yes. Alright, so those are all the movies and shows I saw. Like I said, it wasn't a whole lot. And if anybody's wondering if I'm gonna make did I read any books? I didn't really read a whole lot of books. I mostly just read graphic novels and manga, to be honest. I didn't read a whole lot. Now, if you want me to make a video on that, I will. You know, if you are experiencing something bad, definitely watch Encanto, for instance. Like, watch that, because it's definitely fun. It'll make you smile, make you laugh. That is definitely something to watch. King Kong vs. Godzilla, that's just gonna make you constantly go, yeah, the whole time. And you know, like, all the other films and shows, watch those as well. Those are fun. And if you guys have any others that you enjoyed a lot, they don't have to be the same as mine. They can be different. Like I said, if you're a Marvel fan and there were Marvel stuff that you loved, or DC stuff you loved, other shows or movies y'all watched, list them down in the comments. Okay, assholes, do you really gotta be doing this while I'm... This is what happens when you live in California and you live close to neighbors. To end off this video, I will definitely say that while 2021 was crazy, I did have a lot of shows and movies I did enjoy that got me through that year. That is it for this video. I will see you all in the next one.